So how many of you and then the new interview Afia Pokua Vimledi are granted? When you say for the first time, Afia Pokua Vimledi are rejected on one party NPP on national TV. Actually support Ediama NDC in terms of communication. Vimledi in or kind of can say about communication now. NPP party a collapse na NDC is on the up. Vimledi said that Pangai elections now here run. NDC are planning carefully to win that one, and we need that seat now. They will make sure they will collapse NPP forever. Now, 70 secrets are Vimledi can men could deny them. Somehow it might be true, and NPP need to wake up. Vimledi said for now, a Juma NDC a bit key NPP years and time. Now me who say Vimledi can crusader. And now I never bias on my NPP. She was saying the truth. But they're going video, no? We've got a video. And we NPP and now we NDC. You will understand where Afia Pokua Vimledi was coming from. Or say NPP party no. Pandai election run no. Omudia groma yetu na omuluswa. The party will be collapsed. And NDC are even planning to get more seats. Yeah, go video no. And in some of Afia Pokua kai, I've never seen her being this truthful before. Yeah, bye, but trust.
In terms of communication, NDC does a better job. Because now that NDC is in power and pono, NDC to me, yes, strategically communication, they're able to do strategic communication. Pandai in a day, I wasn't Pandai in a trend, NDC has succeeded in diverting attention to the COVID levy and Mahama repeal it. And then Mahama signed a bill to repeal the COVID levy. NDC, because they are very strategic in communications, where to me divert attention about the sea and also. Meanwhile, and the biggest news because of their course on Rano should rather be what Pandai. And so the attention should go to Pandai and Pokua course of Pandai. Issues should be everything should be based on Pandai. But NDC has shifted assembly at the core a year. It will come back to Mahama 1 year in office. But and President Mahama could sign a document to officially and formally repeal the COVID levy. And that has been the center stage and all the news near the ending. NDC has succeeded in shifting. I mean, that's the power of being in charge. NDC is showing NPP before say they are in charge. Opposition, you are louder in opposition because your biggest voice is in opposition. Because opposition and unya adagye to make us na President Mama, and then the pictures have been all over. Or signing you COVID relief levy if you on what signing any say kutu say bam. That's all hine babo no kumase no. Say kutu say bam. And President Mama signing ade no. Meanwhile in opposition, NPP must be seen to be the loudest. At least they should be controlling the narrative because so we are busy. You are focusing on Abaya. NPP for my NDC for said you man or more. You see, it shows you how a year friend saying NPP managing communication when they were in government and in opposition. We'll come back to Pandai issue because it looks like NDC for our agenda be me what I've gathered from the grapevine, and I see nobody should come here and if you out say well he no more the attempt the try be careful the attempt that I cannot change what I will say. NDC agenda be see this Pandai issue no and can confuse you NDC majority. And then a change NDC person almost a year friend saying as a Pandai or Muji seat in NDC agenda be. Who say MPP for a week and an opposition party a week. You see, MPP was even weak in power. In government, no, they were weak, but because when you are in power, power no kind of blinds them have been to name. So even when you move near catch MPP for Muyo, key amongst them, Gabi. Men, I know me on a Gabi crying me 3 months, and if you're now criticize them, say, yeah. And I'm not afraid to say I'm criticizing you and I'll continue to criticize you because near be in the past and Kamudi Juma and Mamu and Kenya and it's an opposition. You have nothing to hold on to. And Abronya Modi Adani attempt the deal of your people. Nina weak links nibi no. Every before weak links nibi because in a week and Kakpandai should be the main issue, no. NDC are diverting attention. Yeah, repeal COVID-19 levy. Or Chile say he's in charge. NDC is in charge. They are not in charge of just government. They are in charge of opposition. They are in charge of everything. They are in charge of communication. And you see, something that will show you, say, NDC is even in charge of communication. NDC, by look at the number of communicators, or even mainstream journalists, mainstream journalists on my page, mamomo. Baby, I want na kasa. You will no longer hold that former work now. They criticizing your page, mama. They are showing you how propaganda is done. This is the NDC that came from revolution. Makacho say military coup be the main thing a military dictators be our propaganda. Because they must, I don't be na Tuari or Burkina no. Everybody internationally feels that Tuari ama Burkina Faso are heaven. Meanwhile, who do Burkina insider? The Burkina base will tell you say near heaven, sir. But propaganda is a major tool of any warfare, any military dictatorship. Anywhere, what the Russia, Ukraine war, half of it is propaganda. Ukraine because I say we need war, no Russia. So but it is all propaganda. Go and ask the Americans when they did the Gulf War, when they did all those takeovers in Libya. It is all propaganda to make you look like Gaddafi or a demon. It's propaganda is a major warfare tool, and that is what NDC very smart they are using. And NDC sign COVID relief levy. No, because very few people will talk about Pandai. Enti Pandai so omo koso on the ground. If there's anything shenanigans going on the ground, unya na wate, unya na wahu, because NDC omo ya guy, NDC omo ya tough. And I hope NPP for no will learn lessons, because that's a power na kasa obetena so na kakra ko enuma na afa why you confused. Into the things that you are supposed to pay attention to, you don't pay attention to. One they are called so akotiano. It is the same frustration. And a man, Abrantiano Wakotiani depression, and a team, or the Uno. When the Pandai within NPP internally, they will tell you between the last 6 months, last 1 year, I can also NPP as a party. Or move focus on Pandai, no more on Beko guy Nechi, no more one. What do you need? Lawyers now here, court now also call. How can we do the research? How can we help you defend this case? There be Omada. Omo Baomia. Canada, Japan, Omuhu Yana court to say Uncle Rerun. A friend NDC for NPP fire one, I could Gary in Macon, I could freeway, Mumpamo Mayway, Munya Wad, Namunya Wad. NDC agenda, and says, so Omu to me Jack Panda in Frumus, because Akotia Omaje, Ablekuma, Omaje, way Omojia, Ombegum party, because now then it's an ego warfare. Ego no say NDC has succeeded in telling everybody say NPP a guabo. I'm using a corrupted version. Person MPP for say MPP a guabo. Now MPP for this is you see it's an indictment on you people. Say President Kufuor MPP, judgment say MPP. Now in the lifetime of President Kufuor, tiasi o nyasu wo tiasi. President Kufuor nyakupo sha unkwanso wate. Omo criticizing your fire bend them. Forget you omo. Abembi one mistaking wom. You did your best. Forget your money, and I want to criticize you. Akufo-Addo. Now the people who were close to President Kufuor, they know how he criticized Akufo-Addo. I can't know my homework amount so me criticizing no Abonti. Nah, you see penny odue mante. Who nim nyansa nche obia? Anya wona abekire President Kufuor the manner in which he should criticize. While criticizing Akufo-Addo internally. In the whole Akufo-Addo 8 years, President Kufuor was one of the people on tank on Wompo because of what President Kufuor tiano. When you people are saying, I don't know, I'm criticizing no opinion. Who have a formula? Are you the one to show President Kufuor his modus operandi of criticizing the Akufo-Addo? Opa, don't forget to Kramunkoda. Don't come in. He has done his best criticizing the Akufo-Addo. In fact, President Kufuor video no cry. Even when NPP for primaries in 2008, Saturday Akufo-Addo bill no. So that's when President Kufuor can. Or say, look, video way. Why did I remove this video? Jeez. Anything can remove this video. President Kufuor did this iconic speech. Or see here, Mamu Kodi Sikechi, and or the be a cracker who said, we want Wakoko, or to me Kodi a Bruchia, but any other can tell Butuno so. And you people are saying, I President Kufuor. President Kufuor has been consistent at criticizing President Kufuor even before he became president and after he became president. Oh, to me, your homework, I don't go and blame the old man.
Because we by ourselves alone cannot get all the votes we need. all NPP, true NPP people will vote for us. But then I don't think we'll make the 50% plus one action and that sort of thing. We have to be careful about. The party must stay together. Then, when we've seen such a person, we must also look and see when we present this person to the rest of the country, all of Ghana, he must be the type most people will look at and say, this man, when we sleep on him, we'll sleep. He's a good person. We'll work with him. That's how to get the majority, to secure the majority. So, among the candidates or aspirants coming, listen to everybody. Please, it's not the money they will bring around. If they call you, give you 10 million, and you think because of that you're going. When you want to catch a chicken, what do? You give corn. But then that corn might lead to his death. So it's not money. So the candidate that will come is not the money. Listen, ask questions, see how the mind works, look at its nature, and see whether the party will lead us all together like one family, and then after the party, the nation, the majority of the nation will accept this person.
If this is not a direct criticism of Akufo-Addo, what is? This is President Akufo in 2007, 2008. Sometimes now fake ran or Mukwako elected Akufo-Addo as flag bearer. See, hey, Montomobo. Monfa obi a obeti me aka mo abom no obi obeti me divide mo. Na mo say President Akufo be criticize that baby. Buso obi a okotia President Akufo so onko on te so criticize Akufo-Addo. Me say penny odue mate. Said the old person would tell it doesn't change the fact that you also have a brain and you have to think with your brain in your head. And then President Akufo never chose to di. He's been very consistent criticizing President Akufo-Addo. Only President Akufo-Addo. In any case, President Akufo-Addo so had to be president. So do be able. And yes, any panel Maya no be criticizing the kekon. They know onimno. Onena Juma from parliament near there, so he knew what he was talking about. But for the rest of the Ghanaians, so your job is to wait to see President Akufo-Addo about what the answer will be determine what you want. And young moment they will be Ghana, they will be a person will be an Emramobi. And can also criticize they say, and can also yet to say, one I bet you will be formula now. Oh, too fear no. Oh, obi the chair said they did. Obi the chair formula also they criticize on social media and ABB. And Timujano, me say, NPP for homework or also no. Pandai number one. But the communication issue no failing. And NDC has taken charge. They've taken over. And they've been the NDC, signing of the 11, look at the pomp and pageantry. Look at even the pictures. And NDC has some very intelligent people in their government who is stand up with free war. Stand up is the chief masterminder. Now we stand up with free one, the other people, they decided to identify some key people in the media. Say, we have the brains, but we need more brains. And NPP no more power na more boys in the crowd and come the omo. Into more opposition, or behind or they will cut any favor to come and do anything for you. In this week, NDC, just this week, the NDC has really won the propaganda work, the communication work strategically. Right now, NDC is doing well. NDC is in a comfortable lead. Why? Because on the ground, more comfortable lead. New comfortable lead. They make sure say propaganda and communication for you to believe that they are doing well. Sana baby uko America, uko Europe, uko he they want you to believe that they are doing well. It's okay, and one is saying speaker de wada kra on famu ho speaker on famu ho kra. You see, and this is telling why is NDC in the symbol of the democracy parliament, the symbol of multi-party democracy na Ghana practicing. So why would NDC be singing a revolutionary song? They are singing a revolutionary song. See, a revolutionary song. Revolution. Hey, MPP. Me say NDC agenda. Gumu party no. NDC agenda ne so munya je pandai. Because omunya aje ayewaso. Omunya aje akwetia ama brantie kra famawu. Pandai de omuji a wan hwa pandai MP no bibi beto no so wan hwa ni bibi beba mo woko. Munya very careful because you see asema Obama baga na obeka che say we need strong institutions. Opposition so can hold a democracy near democracy. If you don't have a democracy an opposition that is strong, abai betimi ayo de ope ebi ni lithium contract abai pa de ope no be sign no. But if you have an opposition that is strong enough, the nine will form, they're able to think outside the box. Baby, abai ne be forget it or be cross it or be dirty eyes no. That is when the opposition be trying to is oh how anya ni yo ye ni ye how wa chia no tene no. You see the old trasa no onim se ne chia. That is the work of opposition. By NDC person go and they are on the road. They are very consistent. They are on target. They are on target. In the end, you may Gary ni Makuleta or they are court. He's filed a motion in court demanding some summons because MPP for the American have grown us so moody because this week we they are bronye or ye na Atoshi. I mean, and an Atoshi will contract and an Atoshi disca. When did Abronye know send Atoshi will contract? Me will be our only MPP for be any send Atoshi. Was NPP Tema West MP. Now Toshi so ni kunu na ye contractor. But just because of primaries ba ko amoko any mguasi am person do good. Me one Toshi was on the ticket to be Baomia Eranimeto. Just in nanu you cross a carpet call you can honti udinatem. And about where this say. And NDC is there taking the note. Moi am feel I know NDC di gumo party no mbe guno. Ombe guno we NDC as sponsor CPP. And na PNC abaya the opposition party. Me say market baby and so can. Me menya prophet but I'm an analyst. NDC be go MPP. No ma boa CPP and na PNC one of those two parties to become the main opposition party. And no more chrem no more tonyum no revo. Because one power no promise fear bi amukoi where promise ben. When you na donate Baumia na donate Alan promise pobi. Primaries kakreya amoko look at how mu did want them just because na to share cross capital. Of course, not every MPP member the best supported by Omia, but when you were nim who dinner time or ye no and na to see and ye men nimu kaguno so me yatamani and I know na to see minimum of course by Omia to minimum. But I'm saying say more politics now more no this acrimonious nature of politics. Primaries ye did attempt to run somebody down and this is there. Nice, MSC NDC, they are the chief architects of propaganda, architects of communication. And they are already a new gumo party, no. We are not my friend, not to Ombra Yoko. Now, wow, feel now, they are more, my friend. 4 years, no more money pressure up and down. Wow, it's about me. If you know what is good for you, one kasa fra bronye, yenimse on your boy, and you're now man or bad at this. O kasa, influential, a friend saying, Intifrano. Nakachens on turn it down. This is an internal elections. And your life and death. And your kodiewo internal elections. And NDC chremono. The good message pandai MP no man when ye. No man start and checking the BP. Or lose pandai rerun na. Ni BP beba wan jano no so kotwa a friend saying akotia. That's how it's looking. That is how it's looking. NDC won't for boots on the ground. And then you full soldiers you. Omo party from Penifua Pratik omo pandai. Dana ye can't say rerun and no more do pandai. Who opposition? We see it in our luzu. Akotia kaya or the akwa luzu pandai. You umube luzu and also akamwa here. And Ebama papa ni BP abampino. Because you have abandoned him. Afia na last minute Gary Nimakwaya what? No, I started fire motions from all cylinders. Look at what Gary Nimako has filed in court. And he's asking the court, say, Nimo, yeah, immediately and at once. They should furnish him with those disclosures. This is the letter, Gary Nimako Troy. Let me move it well so that